What's up guys, so on this particular video we'll be discussing about Leh Ladakh in the month of July 2025, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the road condition and accessibility, the landscape, the travel tips that you need to have, overall what are the places that you should be visiting, and most of all, where can you find snow in Leh Ladakh in the month of July. So starting off with the weather, remember the month of July is summertime in Leh Ladakh. It is the peak of summer, I would say, the start of peak rather. So the weather in the daytime will range anywhere between 15 degrees to 25 degrees. Now this depends entirely on where you are. While Leh town will be warm, places like Hundar will also be warm in Nubra Valley, while Pangong, Taso and places near Somoriri and Hanle, which are far off and at altitude, will be much cooler. The temperature in the night will range from anywhere between 5 degrees to 12 degrees. The skies are mostly clear with stunning views of the mountains. You'll get to see snow-capped mountains, and on a no moon night you'll get to see a wonderful array of stars, with even a few shooting stars in places like Turtuk and in Hundar, where it's a clear night sky in the night. Even at Pangong, if it's a no moon night, you'll definitely get to see a lot of stars. If you really want to see a 100 stars in the sky or more, then you have to be spending a night in the village of Hanle, where there's an observatory where you can actually see the entire galaxy from. Now remember that even though the month of July is monsoon time in all of India, but since Leh Ladakh is a cold desert, it's not going to be raining over here. But getting to Leh Ladakh from Srinagar or Manali in the month of July could be a bit of a hassle for you, because it's raining in parts of Srinagar along the journey, and even in Manali, all the way from Delhi to Manali, it could be raining, and raining pretty heavy. So if you go by the data record for the last few years, it's been flooding in Manali from the second half of July. So if you are someone who's planning a trip to Leh Ladakh in the month of July, my personal recommendation would be that number one is, see, weather is not in anybody's control. You cannot gauge, or you cannot take any kind of pre-precaution for this kind of weather. It can happen, it cannot happen, so it entirely depends on God. It's not in human control. But at the same time, if you are looking to have a hassle-free trip, it's better to start your journey from Srinagar and fly out from Leh, or vice versa, start it from Leh and end it in Srinagar. If you are up for it and you are okay taking the road from Manali, my suggestion is take it in the first half of July. Anytime till the 15th or 18th of July is a good time to get out of Manali, because after that the monsoon kicks in. But again, this is rough estimates. You cannot really predict the weather. It can happen anytime, and it's not in any kind of human control. So the roads from Leh to Manali are definitely going to be open, but if it starts raining and the rains really go out of control like what it has in the last few years, the roads can shut, but that is not in anyone's control. The road from Srinagar to Leh will definitely be open throughout, so that's a very good way to get in and out. The internal roads, that is to Nubra Valley, to Pangong, to Somoriri, are all definitely going to be accessible, so you do not need to worry about the internal roads in Ladakh. It's only about getting to Ladakh from Manali, which gets slightly complicated. Now when it comes to the flights, remember that the flight tickets in July are relatively more affordable compared to what it is in the month of June and May and April, because that's when it's summer holidays in India and it's pretty costly. July, August, it gets kind of more relaxed in terms of the cost. But one very important thing that you need to keep in mind is that when you're booking your return flight from Leh, or a flight from Delhi to Leh, book it in the morning. Do not book a flight after 11 a.m. because those flights generally tend to get cancelled, and that's because it gets really hot in Leh, and because of that the flights are unable to take off, resulting in your flight getting rescheduled to the next day. So if you do want to avoid staying an extra night in Leh and losing out on your leave and having to spend a bit extra, it's always advisable to take the early flights. Anytime before 9 a.m. is good. If you can take a 7-8 a.m. flight, that's the best option. So this is one very important thing that you need to know when you're flying out of Leh or flying into Leh. Take the earliest flight that you can possibly get. Now when it comes to the landscape, you'll find greenery all over. The glaciers are melting, so the rivers are flowing in full stream. You'll find yaks running. You'll even encounter the Himalayan mammoth on the way to Pangong Taso. You'll find wild ass. You might even spot a few foxes in the wild. Life is beautiful in Leh Ladakh in the month of July. It is the peak summer. You'll even get apricots in the village of Turtuk, which you can pluck from the trees and eat. Just be mindful that when you're traveling to Leh Ladakh in the month of July, it's really hot, and this can lead to heat stroke. So keep in mind that you need to have a water bottle with you at all times. My personal recommendation is always carry a refill water bottle from home, which will help you refill water at every point that you get, rather than wasting money and destroying the environment by buying packaged plastic water bottles and just leaving them behind and adding to the plastic waste that is already causing a lot of trouble in the Himalayas. So the best is bring your own water bottle, refill it, because every homestay and hotel has provisions for you to refill the water, and the water is very clean and safe for you to drink. Now when it comes to a very important part in July is that it's the start of biking season. It's the best time to be going biking in and around Leh Ladakh. So if you're someone who's planning a biking trip, you can definitely go in the month of July. Just that again, the weather for Manali is a bit on the rough side, but you can definitely start from Manali and end your journey in Srinagar, or vice versa, start in Srinagar and end it in Manali and Delhi, depending on how you want. Bike rentals typically range from anywhere between 1500 rupees to 2500, depending on the number of days and the quality of the bike. If you are planning an SUV trip, it's not a problem because you'll find plenty of vehicles and drivers available in Leh Ladakh. July is actually a very good time to be going to Leh Ladakh because everything that you want to see is possible, everything you want to experience is at its peak, so it's a very good time to be going there. If you're someone who's traveling to Leh Ladakh with the hopes of finding snow, you won't be disappointed, but you won't either be overly blessed with snow. You will definitely find snow at Changla and at Kardungla Pass. At these two places by default you will find snow. Snowfall is unlikely, but you can never rule it out in Leh Ladakh. You can always find snowfall. If the weather goes bad, it will definitely snow at these passes. But typically in the month of July, it is unlikely because it's the start of summer, and with this, the snow will mostly be melting off. So you will find snow at these two places, but don't keep your hopes high of finding it be very clean at the same time. And now when it comes to how many days that you need for a Leh Ladakh trip in the month of July, ideally anytime when you're visiting Leh Ladakh, it should be a minimum of 7 to I would say 9 days. That's the bare minimum that you need. The shorter the trip, the more rushed your entire experience is going to be, because regardless of what the basic places like Hundar in Nubra Valley and Pangong Taso are two places that you will definitely end up visiting, and the journey time will remain the same. It's just that you will have to go through an hectic experience in a shorter time. So now if you are someone who's planning a trip to Leh Ladakh in the month of July, we have plenty of trips happening to Leh Ladakh in July. You can click on the link in the description and you'll get all the details related to our trips. You can go to our website and you can either book directly from our website, or you can contact our sales team, who will assist you with anything related to booking a trip with Tilo. Our sales team is not going to assist you with any of your personal queries and doubts in Leh Ladakh. For all your personal doubts which are not related to our trips, you can definitely leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to resolve your queries through the chat box, with the comment box rather, in below the video. Now, if you are someone who wants to book a trip with us and are confused about which trip to go through, you can click on all the links and decide which trip works out best for you based on your time, budget, and the experience you're seeking. Now, coming back to the video, the pro tips that I would personally recommend for everybody coming to Leh Ladakh in July is make sure that you carry good a pair of shoes and UV protected sunglasses. Along with this, carry a bottle of water which will help you keep yourself hydrated. Drink minimum 2 liters of water every day, and carry the essentials like sunscreen, lip balm, and warm set of clothes. Even though it's summer, you're still going to find it cold, so carry a warm good jacket along with you. And do not overpack, because you can always buy souvenir clothes from Leh Ladakh which will come handy to wear on the trip and when you return back home. So do not overpack, just carry the bare minimum that you need, because the more things you carry, the more load you'll have to plug around with you. Just remember that only postpaid SIMs work in Leh Ladakh, nothing else does work. So if you are planning on going to Leh Ladakh, the best suggestion is to get a local SIM out there, which you can definitely get from any of the shops in Leh town. So till our next video about Leh Ladakh, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.